Today, I'm out here at Stonebriar and I'm at a very premium golf course. Does that mean you have to use a premium ball? I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know what to say right now. Dominating. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. I have something a little bit different today. It's a little bit experimental, I guess you could say. I've kind of been wondering this for myself. There's a lot of different golf balls out on the market today. There's a lot of different amounts of money that you can spend on golf balls. Today, I'm out here at Stonebriar and I'm at a very premium golf course. But you know, does that mean you have to use a premium ball? I'm not sure. So I'm gonna be hitting two balls today. I have a Titleist Pro V1X, which is like a $3.50 ball. And then I have a Kirkland, which you can buy at Costco for like $1 a ball. Basically, I'm gonna play two balls. I'm gonna play like 3 or 4 holes, par 3, par 4, par 5, and kind of see how these balls react. You'll be able to see like when they land on the green, how they react, if they're spinning the same, and they'll be like labeled with tracers, and so you'll be able to see exactly what's what. So, gonna be a little bit different type of video, but I've been wanting to know this for myself, so I'm gonna be hitting two balls. Hopefully I can hit out of the fairway most of the time. If I have to hit out of the rough, it's just good for the video. So let's get into it. Hole 1, Stonebriar. It's gonna be a great day. This is a relatively short hole, but first up I'm gonna hit the Titleist Pro V1. This is the ball, this is my favorite ball in golf. We'll see if it's still like that after today. All right, just a little bit left there, but overall not too bad. Now we have the old Kirkland here. See if I can get one in the fairway. That's in the bunker. Wow. Well, right off the jump, Kirkland is winning. That was actually, the second one was really good, but let's get up there. I'm probably gonna choose the fairway ball, and then later on in the video, I might hit a couple sand shots to see how they were working, but Kirkland's in the fairway, Titleist is not. One thing that I'm gonna pay attention of here, and I wanna keep you guys up to date on, is like how far these balls are going. So I hit those almost identically off the tee with the 2-iron. Titleist is about 15 yards farther, and it carried there versus the Kirkland landed about 10 yards back and rolled to where it is. So Titleist carried about total of 20 yards farther. I'm gonna take the one in the fairway, which is a Kirkland. All right, I got 120 yards. I'm gonna hit just a smooth 52 degree, maybe keep it just a little bit right of that pin. I'm gonna hit Titleist first, just like I did off the first there. Just a nice little smooth 52 should be perfect here. Oh, heads up. Okay, that's a little bit right. It's actually a lot right, I think, but I don't know how it reacted once it hit to the green. So now we got Kirkland. That was a little bit of a tough swing, but we'll see how it compares to how it reacts on the green. So I think that got a significant amount of spin. That ball flew quite a bit farther than I was expecting. I didn't hit him quite the same, but it flew quite a bit farther than I was expecting. It's just a little past pin high. It's kind of weird there because I feel like I hit those pretty similarly, but the Kirkland went way farther than the Titleist. So I'm gonna keep moving on here. I'm not sure exactly. I'm also interested to see the durability of the Kirkland to kind of test it up against, you know, Pro V1, which I can play for 3 or 4 rounds. So we'll see what happens. All right, so the Titleist landed right here and did not hardly spin at all. It maybe spun like a foot. And then Kirkland got all the way back there to pin high. It actually landed just in the rough and then spun left onto the green and stayed just past pin high here. I'm gonna putt from this one to see how they react. I might hit a couple longer putts later. But so far the Kirkland is winning when it comes to score, but that's not really the determining factor of what's better or worse here. Well, I just made that. All right, now I got the line. See how this feels though. All right, well, about the same exact pace, to be honest. I know I had the line with the Kirkland, but off the club face, it was exactly the same as the Titleist. So moving on to a par 3, some interesting feedback there, but we'll see what happens when I hit like a 7 or an 8-iron on this next one. All right, here we are, made it to the second hole. Par 3, it's about 190 yards. I'm gonna hit just a smooth 7, try to draw one in there a little bit. And I'm gonna go Kirky first here. Center at the green, if it draws a little bit, should be good. So let's see what happens, hitting this with a 7-iron. Oh, just took that one right at the pin there. Kind of overdrew it just a touch, but just front of the green there. Let's see what happens. Man, I'm telling you what, so these are almost identical distance. Kirkland was made like 3 yards farther. I made really good contact with both of them. The Pro VX landed, pretty much stopped where it was, came back about a foot, and then Kirkland over here, it landed, held its line, and then bounced forward about a foot. Spin is obviously really close, landing on the same green, but I'm extremely impressed with the maneuverability of the Kirkland. I mean, I got to give it to it. It's performing way better than I thought, and I've hit, you know, I've only hit 2 shots with it, but it looks brand new. But I'm gonna putt the Kirkland here, see if I can get a birdie on the board for old Kirk. I just hit it through it, and I pulled it. But it feels pretty much the same off of the face, so it's a little par with both balls there. I hit it with a wedge, and there's no marks on it just yet, so. Onto a par 5, gonna hit it with a driver. If I can hit both of these good, it'll be interesting to see and compare the distances. So it's like Kirkland is really putting up a fight right now. That's for daggum sure. All right, first par 5 of the day here. I got my new driver, the LS, and I'm gonna hit Titleist first. I'm gonna take it just right up this creek line here. I'm gonna hit them both really hard. See if I can rip the cover off old Kirk there. Hit that one through the fairway, so Titleist is through the fairway. Didn't make the best contact. Kirkland has a chance to do what it's been doing all day and just take the lead here. A little off balance, hit it hard. Well, Kirkland's in the fairway, hit a little bit low on the face and a little bit of a kind of a little fade, but it still went a long ways. It carried all the way to that large portion. I will find out exactly how far it is, but Kirkland's in the fairway, Titleist is not. Didn't hit the Titleist the best, but it's all good. Titleist went through. When we're talking distance here, we're talking very, very close. Titleist being about 10 yards farther. I would say compare like how I hit those, very comparable on the level of contact. And now I'm gonna go for this par 5 and 2 with I think it's gonna be a 4 iron, maybe a 2 iron, but Kirkland is still absolutely dominating as it's hit. I've hit the best shots with the $1 ball. I'm gonna hit out of the fairway from probably about 220. I'm gonna see what it is. A lot of, like, I've hit some quality shots here, and so far Kirkland is just dominating. All right, gonna be a little bit of a reach to get this there. I got 2 iron, it's 220, uphill lie. I'll try to hit a little draw in there. Holy Kirkland of destiny, you beautiful thing. Okay, I actually think I hit that a little bit too far, but I made excellent contact and it flew all the way there, which is just mad impressive. See, that's been the thing with the Titleist, is just about pin high, but I've noticed on every single shot that I've hit with the Titleist, I can't figure out exactly what it is, but it's very consistent with the Titleist, but the Kirkland has been consistent, but just a little bit better. Let's just keep going with the video for a little bit to see what happens, but I'm definitely very impressed by what is happening with the old Kirky and its ability to perform right now. I mean, I need to get this on a TrackMan and see what the numbers are looking like, because Kirkland is winning right now. All right, so the Kirkland is a bit long here. It's probably 30 yards long of the pin, and Titleist is just past pin high over there. I'm just gonna play both of these out for fun. They're both in the rough to see how they react. I'm gonna probably carry this just to the top of that ridge, see where it ends up. This is like a tough golf shot. Just past pin high. It's actually a pretty decent shot from right there. Made really good contact, and it wasn't a flyer. It spun enough, and it got down to pin high. So that's the Kirkland right there. I don't got much green to work with here, but I'm gonna try to take this upstairs a little bit. You gotta be telling me that's gotta be pretty good, right? Okay, so that's actually the first one that Titleist has got closer than Kirkland right now. Both of those are really good shots. Titleist there, I made good contact, so the ball reacted as I would expect it to. Good reaction here. Let's just go ahead and finish these out, make 2 birdies here. So there's one for Titleist. Kirkland, how are we looking after those It doesn't even have any marks on it yet. It's impressive. All right. Well, birdie on the board for Titleist, but the tee shots, second shots, reacted very, very, very similarly from the fairway. On this next one, I'm probably going to hit 2 shots out of the rough, but I want to hit the drives again to see if I can get a little better comparison. Hit 2 balls in the fairway to see where they end up on distance-wise. But right now, Kirkland is holding its own here. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Second to last hole. The last one I'm gonna play is a real short par 3 where I'm gonna be hitting a wedge in. It's a pretty long par 4. I'm gonna just rip driver, kind of hug the left side here, and hopefully get 2 balls in the fairway and see which one's going farther. Holy nuke of destiny. You gotta be kidding me right now. That one is gonna be hard to beat. Now, we got Titleist. I really wanna hit a good one here because it'll be a great comparison. I hit that dead center of the club face. Came out a little bit. That's still in a very long ways. It might even hit the cart path. I'm gonna hit one more Titleist to see if I can get a better comparison on that. Oh, that's almost identical to the first one. All right, the first one, Kirkland, and then my second Titleist was hit almost identically. So this is gonna be a great gauge to see which one of those went farther and which one had more rollout on relatively soft fairways. All right, so that first one, it looks like it hit the cart path, but I just can't even wrap my head around this. Just look at this. Both of those were hit almost identically. They're within 1 yard of each other. Kirkland's in the fairway, Titleist is not. So here we are again. We got a situation where Kirkland is kind of taking over this video right now, and this is not going the way that I was expecting it would. And maybe I shouldn't have had those expectations because I've always heard that Kirkland were good balls. You know what? I think they might actually be really good balls. And maybe you can't get behind it because it's Kirkland is like $24 for a freaking 2 dozen. I don't understand it. I really don't. Well, Kirkland's gonna go first again. I got 116, gonna hit a little knockdown 52 degree. I'm just gonna fire right away at this pin. I just really wanna know how these balls react on the green, which you'll see from the second camera angle, but my brain is just fried right now. It's a little bit left, but I think it's almost pin high. Really well struck. All right, Titleist up for grabs now. See if he can get one in play here. I think it's just a little bit short, maybe need a little more club, but here we go. Higher ball flight that is considerably shorter. See, if those two are on TrackMan, the launch angle on the Kirkland was way lower than the launch angle on the Titleist. You would need a TrackMan to see exactly what's going on here, but I think you just got to make the judgment for yourself. I mean, I'm a pretty good ball striker, and I hit those two really good, and I still think the Kirkland was a better flight than the Titleist. All right, so here's where the Titleist landed. Divot's right there. It did not, I mean, it spun enough to keep it right where it landed, and then the Kirkland landed right up here about 5 feet, probably looks like. Spun back about 5 feet, so they weren't as far, there wasn't as much difference there as I thought there was. Kirkland was still closer, and I hit 2 almost identical shots. I don't know what to say right now, but let's go play a short par 3 where I'm gonna have a wedge in my hand, and we'll see what happens. But my goodness, Kirkland is dominating. All right, so I here made it to the last hole, and I have the Titleist and the Kirkland. I've hit probably, I mean, how many holes have I played? I don't know how many shots I've hit, but I've hit some wedges with it, I've hit a driver with it, and there's only one little tiny mark right there you can barely see, but that is the only damage to the cover so far. I got 126 yards. I'm gonna hit a 52 degree wedge here. You know, you'll be able to get a nice reaction on the green. Hopefully I can hit one in there close. I have been extremely impressed, and you can kind of make your judgments. There might be people in the comments who play these balls right now, and they're like, yeah, they're incredible balls. I've never really played Kirklands until this little experiment that I'm doing now. So I'm gonna hit both of these balls off a tee. So Titleist off a tee, Kirkland off a tee, 126 yards, 52 degree in hand. See if I can hit it good in there. Oh, that's gotta go. I gotta get more club. That thing got caught up in the wind. I'm gonna hit the same shot, and then I'm gonna switch to a P wedge and hit a Titleist and another Kirkland. All right, so it flew a little bit farther, and it had some action on it from the other camera down there, as you can tell. So I'm gonna switch to a pitching wedge and hit the 2 same shots. Titleist first, Kirkland second. That got about the pin high. Definitely not the best shot there. Pretty much the same, kind of the same thing as the first one, just a little caught up in the wind. Now I'm gonna go pitching wedge with the Kirkland. That one might have jumped a little bit. Nope. That one made it all the way back to pin high, just landed in the rough, and it just stopped on a dime. That's not a very good grouping from 126 yards from this guy right here. I don't know. Let's go down there and look at them, see exactly what they look like. But this went very different than I was expecting. I was expecting the Titleist to be flying way farther with a driver, you know, there to be a little bit less consistency with wedges, because I was thinking the spin was going to be a little bit different with Kirkland. But I don't know. You'll have to be the judge. I feel like for me, this is a ball that I could play and feel really confident with it going up against a Pro V. So I'm really impressed. Let's get down to the green and see what we're looking at. Well, this was my first Titleist. It didn't quite land on the green. This was my second Titleist. This one landed on and spun about 9 feet. Over here we have the first Kirkland, landed into an upslope with a wedge and spun back about 9 feet. And then the last Kirkland landed right here. It did land in the rough and it stayed right in its divot. I tell you what, Titleist, Kirkland, I don't know what you guys got going, but this ball right here impressed me by insane amounts. And I was not expecting that. So it blew away all of my expectations up against the Titleist. And I don't know, guys, you'll just have to be the judge. I don't know, you know, exactly what the technology is in these balls, but I'm very impressed. This is a very different video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Titleist, Kirkland, are there any other balls on the market right now that you're playing that are very underrated? I might get this on TrackMan and see and compare like speeds with a driver, but this is actually good to see. One shot with a wedge, and it does have a little bit of a chip in the cover, so that's definitely something to take note of. All in all, I'm very impressed with the way this ball performed, and I'm gonna have to give it a little more thought before I chuck him in the woods when I find him. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.